I apologize for the delay in coming, Father Graham. My name is Ries Argent, and I am a squire of the Gralsritter. Welcome back, my adoring public, to more Trails in the Sky the Third. Pharaoh Fiasco here. Last episode, we saw the opening, and Kevin got assigned a new squire, who I'm sure we're gonna meet this episode. No, I'm not budging on this! We are going to Irby Royal Villa after Grancel Castle, and that is final! I can't believe you're actually considering just going around fishing of all things! My sister can be unbelievably stubborn sometimes. How am I supposed to enjoy sightseeing when she's being like this? Did you hear the announcement, sir? If not, you will soon be arriving in Grancel City. So it might be wise to check you have all of your belongings on your person while you still have time to look for anything that is missing. This, I don't know why, but I feel like this looks fancier than any of the ones that we rode in the previous two games did. I'm really not very good with heights. I mean, it's not phobia level or anything. I'm just really not very good with them. Whew! That was one amazing business discussion. I never thought I'd see the day when Murano wouldn't have the upper hand in one, but it just happened. The world is full of surprises. I think she's a merchant at the Grancel, or at the Bose Marketplace? I think. That bargainer really knew how to put up a good fight for someone so young. Still, I've got an excellent information dealer working for me, too. So the next time we do business, it's going to be a 6-4 deal in my favor. No, scratch that. 7-3! I used to be a sailor back in the day, but now I always use airships to get around. They're way faster than boats for one thing. And unlike orbital buses, you don't end up with a sore ass after a long journey either. No, you can't. Please, sit down like a good girl. We're almost there now anyway, so just be quiet. Mommy, can I go have a look outside? Can I? Can I? Oh. Passenger. Oh, she looked important. Yes, I'm finally almost in Liberl. Why did I come, you ask? Because it's the last spot that ancient dragon was sighted. There's no information on where it went after it showed up here, so if I want to try and pursue it, this is the best place for me to come. As soon as we land, I need to go and talk to Lyndon to see if he knows anything. Okay, so it looks like Cassius had the Ragnar, the dragon, take them back to their hometown, and then they peaced out, which I guess is fine. I'm off to see my grandchild in Grancel. We haven't seen one another in 3 years now. I've been really worried, but with all the trouble that's been happening in Liberl. So there's been a lot of trouble happening in Liberl. The cleaning staff for these airships really do a splendid job, don't they? They're a fine role model for the rest of the service industry. Don't go getting yourself too worked up now, man. You'll just end up screwing up even more like usual. Wow, how friendly. Anyway, first thing is stopping by the Central Factory in Zeiss. There's no better place to learn about cutting-edge orbital tech than there. I'm gonna really have to make the most of it. Really! Hey. Lyndon. Lyndon's probably a name we'll hear again at some point. I don't even want to be here right now. Why do I even have to go out of my way to see him anyway? It's not fair! Hey, that's life. Alright. Ymir. His name is Ymir? Interesting. The orbital pressure looks perfectly normal. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna have to ask you not to come down here, sir. Is there anyone else? No stowaways? Nothing like that? Alright, that's fine. Can we talk with the captain? Yes. Oh, here's Dorothy. Why do you want to know what I wanted to be as a child to begin with? That's not really something you normally tell complete strangers with cameras in their hands, you know. I'm on to you, mister. You can't distract me. This is a serious news report here, so please answer my questions. She sure is making good use of those reporters' privileges. By the way, my dream was to become a phantom thief. Isn't that cool? No prizes for guessing what kinds of books she must have read as a kid. Oh. Well, there we go. Who knew you'd be so persistent? How can I get out of this? I can't tell her a tough guy like me used to want to be a pastry chef. There's no shame in wanting to be a patissier, dude. Come on. We're approaching the Begon range? The Begon? Okay. Well, I stumbled over that completely. Be careful of potential air turbulence in this area. I know. I've been doing this route for 3 years now. I know what I'm doing, man. Heading west-northwest. Yahoo! Okay, I guess he really is that hyped. The Begon range is part of the border between Liberl and Calvert. Oh! So, I guess we're flying into Liberl from Calvert then. Oh, which I guess Dorothy did just say in the last episode, so. For anyone who's new to the channel, sometimes maybe, like, as I record, like, I post these weekly, so sometimes several days go by between when I record batches of episodes, so if I forget something in between it, just stick with me. I am trying my best. As soon as we're over that, it'll be barely any time before we're in Gransel. Alright. And back up we go. That looks to be everybody on the interior. Up. The two of us have spent the past half a year traveling all around the continent. I couldn't have wished for a better honeymoon. Okay, so these are the people that we saw get married. I'm so glad I chose him to spend my life with. We're finally back home in Liberl. Which means it's time to start thinking of getting a house for ourselves. What kind of house would you like? They can just ask that? I wonder what the economy is like in Liberl. My wife went back to her family's home. I mean, I'm as aware as anyone that I've been so busy with work lately that I haven't been able to spend any time with her, but... if I'd known it was going to come to this, I would have sat down and talked to her about it a long time ago. Whee! Being out here feels amazing! It has always seemed extremely dangerous to me, but... I guess if it's the sort of thing you've grown up around, there was some sort of orbital mumbo-jumbo they used to explain why they could stand out here with no railings, no dome, no nothing, and be completely good, but whatever. It never made any sense to me, and it's not anything I would screw around with if I were there anyways, so... Is there anyone back here? No. Alright. This is a passenger announcement. We'll soon be arriving in Gransel City, the terminus of this liner. We suggest that all passengers return to their seats as soon as possible, as the airship may be unsteady during landing. Okay. And here we are. Feet to the ground once again, like they should be. That's the thing that we took to Liber Art, I think. Fairly certain. The other airship that's docked right now. Wait, did we talk to that? No, I don't think these are... Yeah, I think these are just random people, because we didn't see anybody like Top Hat Dude on there. I guess Dorothy is going to tag along with us for right now. Ah, it's so lovely to be back here again. The Republic was a wonderful place too, but you can't beat the air here in Liberl. You wouldn't believe all that stuff happened half a year ago looking at Gransel now, either. It's all completely back to normal. The people here sure are strong for what's usually such a peaceful country. Well, it's a country ruled by a queen. Everyone knows women are tough in the face of adversity. I'm not sure whether you're a perfect example of that, or the opposite. You're right about the air here, though. It is nice. Nostalgic, almost. Makes me feel a little homesick. Your home's in Arteria, right? The place with all the really big churches and stuff? Nah, I'm not actually from Arteria. Oh, interesting. Then where are you from, Father Kevin? Not many people are. Oh, I guess Scarlet wasn't, so I guess that makes sense. It's actually pretty darn small. Like, smaller than most states around the continent. It's where the high seat of the Septian Church is, so lots of pilgrims and clergymen gather there, but few are actually born there. Oh, really? Huh. So where are you from, then? Dorothy! That should be Nils, or Niall, rather. Yep. Right before we got an answer. Oh, Niall! I'm home. Did you miss me? Did I miss you? Of course I missed you! What in Adios' name have you been doing? I sent you to Bose! How did you end up in Calvert? You were definitely on the westbound liner. I'm sure of it. I really don't know. Oh, wait. I might actually know. Go on then. Spit it out. I bet I'm a sleepwalker. After I got on the right airship, I fell asleep and then sleepwalked onto the wrong one. To think that all of this could turn out to be part of some elaborate murder plot. What is she talking about, dude? Wowee! All of a sudden, I feel I've walked right into a mystery novel. Okay, so I guess all that Phantom Thief stuff is really catching up to us. Sleepwalkers don't change airships, you idiot! I'm all out of breath now. Are you alright? I really do think you should cut down on your smoking. You're not as young as you used to be, you know? Oh, right. Your 30th birthday was last Friday too, wasn't it? Happy birthday! I bought a cake over in Calvert and had a big celebration for it too. Wow, how thoughtful, right? How is it that you can remember useless crap like that and not the things that actually matter? I bet you were just looking for an excuse to eat cake all by yourself, weren't you? You should have seen it, Niall. It was made with Eastern matcha, so it was unlike any cake I'd ever seen. I've only ever had green matcha tea, and I was not a fan. So maybe it's better in cake form? I don't know. The perfect blend of sweetness and bitterness was just sublime. I took lots and lots of cute pictures of it, so I'll show you them all later. You brought me pictures of a cake? At least bring back a souvenir! Man, they always felt like they could go into business as a comedy duo and actually make money off it, but they're even more of a crack-up now. Wait a second. Yep. Nice to meet you again, Niall. You're looking same old, though. Maybe you're not so happy about that. What are you doing here? Please, please tell me she didn't end up going to Arteria and causing trouble there, too. Your wish is my command. We just ran into one another on that airship by total coincidence, that's all. Oh, good. You had me worried there for a minute. I was scared stiff she'd gone and smashed into some super expensive stained glass windows in the cathedral there, or who knows what. I'm so sorry for what you have to put up with. Pshaw, you're too much of a worrywart. Whose fault do you think that is? Still, it's good to see you again, Father. What brings you to Liberl? Something else happen here? Oh, just a bit of work-related business I've got to take care of. It's not part of a major investigation, so don't go getting your hopes up. Nothing of interest's gonna happen. You say that now. I'll be the judge of that. Anyway, so where are you staying for the time being? Gransel Cathedral? I'll have to drop by and say hi sometime when I get the chance. Go for it. In the meantime, I'm dragging your butt right back to the office, Dorothy. You're going to tell us all about what the hell you've been doing these past 2 weeks. You betcha. I snapped photos of every meal I had while I was over in Calvert, so I'm sure if we develop them, I'll be able to remember everything. I'm not talking about your gourmet report. Well, hey. Back to Kevin. Oh, seeing those two together really makes it sink in that I'm back here. And thinking about it, I wonder how all the others here are doing. I know Estelle and Joshua are abroad at the moment, but I've got no idea what the others are up to. Ah, so they're gonna save Estelle and Joshua's cameo for later then. Is that you, Father Graham? Cassius? Lieutenant Colonel Sid! No. It's good to see you again. I'm pleased to see that you've been keeping well since we last met at that banquet. The same to you, sir. I gotta say, I wasn't expecting you to be the army representative who came to meet me, though. Huh. I figured it'd be Julia. It may have been, but she's currently out on another mission, so unfortunately you'll have to make do with me. I didn't have anything better to do, so I came in her place. There's no need to be so modest. A little bird told me that you're going to be promoted to full-on colonel soon, aren't you? I shouldn't be surprised that your people have such a good information network, but I still am. Still, I'm afraid I still feel the position is too much responsibility for me as I am. Brigadier General Bright still has plenty of work left in him too. I wouldn't want to take any of it from him. Poor Cassius is still getting work to the bone, huh? Anyway, getting down to business. It's in Grancel Cathedral, right? That's correct. It's being kept underneath it to be more specific, although I imagine you're already aware of that much. I hear laymen like myself can't even enter it without the knight's permission. He counts as a layperson since he's not part of the church? Pretty much. It's a special place, you see. I'll fill you in on the details when we get there. Alright then. Well, we may as well head there right away. There's someone I want you to meet in the cathedral. Huh? Who? The redhead. Let's just say, someone who's been assisting with the case. They'll be apprising you of the details on what you're dealing with here. I guess that's the one thing, because they, as like a gender-neutral sort of designator, but in this case, it's obvious it's being used to hide the gender of the person, so they might as well be she. But I guess that's just English as it is now. Give it 10-15 years and it won't be so obvious, but oh well. Here we go. Well, this isn't Grancel Cathedral. Oh, okay, cool. That was just an establishing shot of where we're at. But yeah, for a game location, Grancel is pretty big. So I guess that's pretty cool. Thankfully, I'm already familiar with the layout. Here we go. Very merciful. I still remember our sneak mission to get here. Oh. I wonder if I brought it up that, they referenced Julia's... Yeah, I think I did. Basically, in Cold Steel 2, they referenced Julia hiding out as a nun here. But I think I brought it up at the time, too, so... Oh, there you are. Oh, check it out. It's Selnet. It's good to see you again, Archbishop. You look very well. Huh? And you must be... Woman in white. That is not Selnet. Who is this? I wasn't expecting you to be quite this young. How old are you? 22, but... That's a lot younger than I expected. Are the Gralsmen really so short-staffed that they're handing out their most important posts to kids? She looks even younger than he does, though. You can't blame me for assuming the 5th Dominion would look more like a veteran, can you? Kevin is immediately on guard because she knows he's a Dominion. Ha! Your surprise is written all over your face. Someone in your position should have a much better poker face than that. Maybe you need to redo your training from scratch? Or are you just acting, I wonder? How do you... Professor Russell, please. Professor Russell? Is this Tita's mom? He isn't here for you to try and pick a fight with him. Please try and be a little less deliberately provocative. What? Hell no! He's here to steal the thing we went through so much effort to bring up, and you want me to play nice? And kindly don't call me that ever again. I don't want to be addressed in the same way as that old coot. Of course, ma'am. Wait, Russell? Then are you? Huh, I suppose I should introduce myself. I'm Erika Russell. I'm sure it's not a name you're going to be forgetting anytime soon. But is she Tita's mom or is she Tita's sister? I guess they're not even gonna bring it up? Okay. Still, I sure didn't expect to run into little Tita's mother here. So that is her mom. I'd heard you and your husband were both living abroad. What brought you back? What do you think? After all that went down here, there was no way I was staying out of the country any longer than I had to. This is not what I expected Tita's mom to be like. Though with how remote the region we were in is, it was all over by the time word reached us. Had we found out sooner, I sure wouldn't have let that maniac pull half the crap he did. Doesn't sound like you're too happy with the professor nowadays, huh? Okay. So Tita's father is not... He must have married into the Russell name then. Talk about an understatement! That whack job actually took my little girl to that floating city with him! I get that he's soft towards her, but that's no excuse for exposing her to danger. That's fair. And as if that isn't bad enough, he let that red-headed scumbag get near her too! Okay, I get not liking him. Red-headed scumbag. What the heck was his name? It was... What? Okay. I've completely forgotten his name. But it makes sense because Tita's like, what? 14? 12, 13, 14, something like that? And he's like 22, and she's like, I love you, and he's like, I guess. That utter cretin isn't fit to be within 50 arge of my darling Tita. Never mind actually getting friendly with her. So, you don't like Agate, huh? Don't you speak that filthy name in front of me ever again! Ooh, when I'm finished with him, he'll wish he'd never been born! He might have survived that last onslaught, but we'll see how he fares against an even more powerful unit, won't we? Did she put him through some kind of combat? He slowed down! He was like, oh, that's enough of that. I get the feeling this is a matter we're better off not prying into. I thought the same, so I don't know any more about it than you do. Incidentally, the Professor Russell you're more familiar with is currently vacationing abroad. And as such, she has been assisting us with this case in his place. Oh, I see. So she's gonna be the shop in the final dungeon instead then. Are you two listening to me? Sorry. Well, whatever. Yeah. This staircase sure is long, though. How much farther do we have to go? Not much, as far as I know. So, at what point does it become Dominions only? Yep, there we go. If we get into a battle, I actually wouldn't be surprised if Erika Russell knew how to defend herself. Oh, this is the point where it becomes Dominions only. A dead end? I hope you've got a good explanation for this. I do. This isn't a dead end, but to go any farther, I'm going to need you to undertake a ritual of sorts for me. Well, this certainly took a turn for the strange. Is this an example of the church's famous thaumaturgy? Something like that, yes. Specifically, I would like you to undertake a form of suggestion. I'm not sure I follow. You want us to promise not to tell anyone what we see here, right? Or he's gonna make it so that they can't. They won't remember when they leave. That's a little extreme, so no. The Colonel is obviously going to need to report what happened here to his superiors, for one thing. All I want you to promise is that you won't tell anyone who you aren't certain you can trust. I don't need you to say it. I just need you to think and believe it. Weird, but alright. If that's all you want us to do, so be it. I feel the same way. Should we deliberately repeat it in our minds then? You don't even need to do that. It should just come completely naturally to you. Alright, here goes. In the name of she who dwells above do I hold this consecrated septium. Space is golden glow. Consciousness is silver glow. By your opposing natures, reveal to them the path that leads to your sacrament. So Kevin could probably see it all along. What? How did that door appear? Thank you both for your assistance. I can see that you were true to your word. Ah, I see. So if we just said it but didn't really mean it, we wouldn't be able to see anything, right? And yet I can hardly believe what happened. I imagine it would be uncouth of me to ask how all of this works. Yeah, I'd really rather you didn't. More like we couldn't come up with a BS enough explanation. Or maybe it's just some secret Dominion type stuff? Who knows? Anyway, come on in. Oh, and look, one for each of the elements. Primal ground. Oh. Interesting. Wow. Unbelievable. All these years I had no idea that such a place lay hidden beneath Gransel Cathedral. Well, it's not exactly something we publicize. It was built in accordance with the agreements between the church and royal family. It has but one purpose: to suppress the power of ancient artifacts and keep their influence in check. I see. Its importance to you Gralsritter is quite clear then. I'd assume there are similar ones in places other than Liberl too. Well, I won't deny it. Anyway, we call this place a primal ground. Now there's a deep name if I ever heard one. Is the original ground the others are based on in Arteria? Kevin, he gave it away again. Or maybe he's only pretending to give it away? I'll take that as a yes. Oh, I'm not confirming anything. I was just thinking about how much you take after the other Professor Russells all. Ugh. I'll thank you not to associate me with him. He might trump me a little in the theoretical side of things, but when it comes to the practical side of orbital science, I could beat him in my sleep. And I was the one who designed the fundamental systems of the Capelle and the Arsail, you know. Really? Nice. But I think we're getting off topic here. So she's not really inferior to the other Professor Russell, who they still haven't designated as her father still, but... This is the object in question, right? That's correct. It was pulled up 3 days ago from the area where the Liber Arc sank, and we believe it to be an artifact. Is it going to be that thing from the opening? "3 days prior, roughly at the center of Valeria Lake." Is that where the Liber Arc sank? There's a cat on board. Oh, this is definitely a new background music. Maintenance Chief Gustav. Damn, sun going down already, huh? If this spot turns out to be a bust, we're probably gonna have to call it quits for today. We can only hope. Professor Russell is certain that this is the area where we should be looking? Yep, and if she says it's here, it's here. Unfortunately, as you know, Valeria Lake's about as deep as a lake can get. Depending on how small the thing we're looking for is, actually finding it could still be a real task and a half. Is it likely to be small, though? The orbital readings suggested we're dealing with quite a large object, I believe. Oh, I wouldn't judge its size based off of those. Yeah, it could just be giving off really strong orbital readings. Ah, Professor. Hey there, kiddo. Finished getting us a new estimated location? Just about. It'd be real swell if you knocked it off with the kiddo, though, so they're also formally acquainted. I'm not sure it's the most appropriate way to address a married woman, much less one who's already popped out a child. Sorry, but old habits die hard, you know. Okay, so she probably was with ZCF since she was really little too then. Hard to make the switch when I've been calling you that since you were about knee-high. Well, I'll let you off this time. Back to work. Can you ask your subordinates to stand down for the time being, Colonel? Is this the spot then? We were able to calculate exactly where were you able to calculate exactly where the object is? Give or take an arch, yes. Judging by the readings, what we're trying to pull up isn't all that big either. Probably about 50 reg. Maybe even less. Are you serious? Thought we'd be dealing with a real monster, not something the size of Antoine. Huh? Still, if it does turn out to be an artifact, this could get problematic. Unfortunately, the church isn't going to want to let us keep it, that's for sure. I really cannot stand them! No matter how hard you work to get your hands on something, the second it turns out to be an artifact, they swoop in like it's their goddess-given right to have it. It ticks me off! Easy there. We don't know for sure that this is even an artifact yet. Regardless, I'll pass on the message to my subordinates right away. I'll leave the rest here to you, Gustav. You got it. Let's see what we're dealing with, yeah? So how long, I guess an indeterminate amount of time has passed for them, between them doing this now and them looking for it. Okay, that's the spot. Go on ahead. Yes, ma'am. Beginning the salvage operation. So, but what is it though? Is it gonna turn out to be the thing from the opening or not? That sound just fills me with dread. Does the salvage crane sound like it's in poor condition to you? Oh, that's not really what I meant. I just can't bring myself to like artifacts, you see. We can't explain how they have the power they do, but they have it, and it's not something we can ignore either. As a researcher, I can barely imagine anything more frustrating. Even when we can't help but be captivated by them, we're well aware that any attempt to solve their mysteries is pointless. Wow. They've already given up? I'm sure the church knows more than they're willing to tell the general public, though. I see. When you put it that way, I can understand to a degree how you must feel. Half a year has passed since all the chaos came to an end, and on the surface we're back to normal. But even now, we still don't know what truly happened here or what it signified. Yeah. Not that I was here to see it all happen, of course. Got it. The crane arms reach the bottom of the lake. I'm gonna attempt to grip the object. Is it swing and a miss? So, moving 30 regs to the right. That was 30 regs? I don't know why, but this background music doesn't sound like it would be out of place in a Danganronpa game, but that's off topic. Haha, there we go. Yup, we've got it. Want me to pull it up? Please do. The moment of truth, huh? And yeah, we definitely have it. And I guess scuba's not a thing yet, so... Here we go! Oh yeah, that's an artifact. What? Oh my. So that's how he came to be in possession of it. I see. Still, looking at it, correct. There were orbal readings coming from the artifact when we found it, but not anymore. And I'm sure I don't need to spell out the significance of that, do I? You actually do. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. No, it's plain as day why you decided to stay and wait for me now. If an artifact has lost its power, it's exempt from the traditional agreements governing them and doesn't need to be given to the church. Isn't that it? Ah! It's an attempt for them to be able to hang on to it. You already understand me so well. We can cut right to the chase then. The orbal readings disappeared just before we handed the artifact over to the cathedral, as it so happens. It's currently being looked after here, but the formal procedures to transfer ownership have yet to be completed, making its legal owner unclear. Wow, so they got legal gray areas in Trails games too. So, in your expert opinion, what should be done here? This is a tricky one. I'm assuming LeBurl wants to assert ownership of it in this scenario, right? If anything, it's the professor here who wants to do that. I'm merely here accompanying her as a representative of the Royal Army. The only reason it's not lying at the bottom of Valeria Lake right now is because of ZCF's salvage efforts. I'd say we have every right to keep it personally. From what I've heard, it's completely impossible to analyze an artifact that's no longer active. I don't see how it'd be of any use to your research as things stand now. But you're sure you want it that badly? Oh, absolutely. We're talking about an object found at the site of where a massive flying city used to be. I might not have seen it happen, but it sounds like everything we thought we knew about the world was more or less proven wrong. You know, by the truth that you people in the church have kept hidden for the past, oh, I don't know, 1,000 years. So, those deciphered reports, she's probably been given them. As for that Ouroboros group, they don't make much more sense than you guys. The more I hear about their advances in technology, the less I can work out how it's even possible. I don't know what the truth is, or what's really happening here in this land. But I can't stand by and feign disinterest in knowing the answers anymore. And I'm far from alone. So long as there's the slightest chance that artifact could shed light on all of what I want to know, I want it. I think you've made your point, Professor. It's not as though interrogating him will achieve anything. True enough. Well, you've heard what I've got to say. It's now up to you to tell us what you're going to do. Will you hand over that lump of metal, or won't you? Well, that brief hesitation was all it took to spawn a great evil. Okay, so that's the Book of Ezer. Her, okay, so it's her here. Who is she? No way. So Father Kevin already knows who she is? It crawled through the fields, ran through the hills, and spread disaster in the skies above. An excerpt from the Book of Ezer, verse 2. Disaster unleashed. I apologize for the delay in coming, Father Graham. My name is Ries Argent, and I am a squire of the Gralsritter. We'll call her Ries for now. I look forward to working under you. I didn't think we'd end up having more company. Wait a second. Is something the matter? So that's how they think they can get me, is it? But they can't just bribe me so easily. I'm better than that. What is she talking about? Maybe I underestimated the Gralsritter. They think they can break my will to fight by sending a girl like you my way, do they? Who's a girl like Ries? But I'm not gonna go down so easily because I've got a secret weapon of my own. Behold, the most powerful force in the universe! Oh, isn't that... That's Tina, isn't it? How cute. Isn't she? Isn't she? I bet you just want to jump into this photo and squeeze her like a stuffed toy right now, don't you? I should have known a cutie patootie like you would be able to appreciate the same qualities in others. Oh, so she's got a weakness for cute girls like her daughter. No? No? She's alone in that? Anyway, that's why no matter how frickin' adorable you may be, you can't take me down because I've got a natural immunity. I beg your pardon, but I'm afraid I'm not really following. You keep saying that someone is cute, but are you referring to me? Who else would I be talking about? You've got such an aura of maturity about you, and yet your features still have that irresistible trace of innocence to them. And then they throw you into a sister's habit to compliment it all like a little cherry on top. That's the most flattering habit I've ever seen. If I didn't have my protective field, I'd be in real danger here. Sister Ries is not impressed. Why are you looking at me like that? I'm just saying. Might I inquire as to the identities of the people with you, Father Graham? Sure. The lady's Professor Erika Russell of ZCF, while the gentleman is Lieutenant Colonel Sid of the Royal Army. Seriously though, Father Graham? Really? So he's like, why are you addressing me so formally? So you're the people who initially discovered the artifact then. Thank you for your cooperation in our work. We will take over looking after it from here on out. Oh, so Sister Ries made the call for him. That will be all. Wait a... What? Hold on a minute. We hadn't finished deciding what to do with it yet. Perhaps not, but my intention was to save you the time and effort required to do so by making the correct judgment myself. Wow, Sister Ries is super no-nonsense. Whether it has lost its power or not, that is no ordinary artifact. It is potentially related to one of the Septarions. I'm surprised that you even humored the option of letting an outsider take custody of it. I mean... Well, you sure know how to pick a fight. Go on then. What legal basis do you have for taking it from us? The agreements with the church quite clearly say that artifacts that have lost their power are exempt from the usual rules. I have no legal basis, but you have no more of one for keeping it. If we are following the agreements to the letter, no one is allowed to assert ownership of inactive artifacts. It belongs to neither you nor me. It is simply an abandoned object with no owner whatsoever. What? So all you got is, I don't need a reason, it's mine and that's final? To put it bluntly, yes. Well, if that's how you want to play it. What's your take on this, Kevin Graham? Well, by all means. Wow, talk about getting put on the spot, dude! Me? I thought I'd been kicked out of this conversation. I mean, yeah, I thought that's what happened too. But, well, I can't say I don't want to take it back to Arteria with us. But after all the help Liberl's given us, I'd feel kinda bad just snatching it from them without even giving them a valid reason. Both arguments have a degree of merit, but neither is clearly more correct. I'm not quite sure how you'll solve this one. You, do know that you're smack dab in the middle of this too, right? Whoa! Whoa! My... What is it? Why do you both look so surprised? What do you mean, why? Did the two of you not hear that? Oh, it was something they heard and it's not something they felt? Hear what? Wait a... Oh. Oh, so it's activated again? Well, I guess that clears the whole table. Ah, the Book of Ezra music. There it is! Okay, so that's the thing. Wow. Oh, no way! This must be a real slap in the face to Erika. That thing wasn't giving off any orbital readings at all anymore! Zero! Zip! Why is it suddenly active again? I believe that settles our dispute. It sure does. So the real artifact was inside, huh? I've never seen one quite like it. It looks like a box of some kind. Or a cube, maybe. So, a cube-like artifact. Oh! So they get to keep the container and we'll take the artifact with us then? I'd like to thank you two for your cooperation in the recovery of this artifact. In accordance with the pacts of the church, I, Kevin Graham, will be assuming custody of it from here on out. You and all who aided you have the Septian Church's deepest appreciation. Dang. But, I guess that's Sister Ries Argent. She came in, rules lawyered everything, but then the artifact activated anyways. Yet another new BGM. Awesome. Oh, we were down there for a while. Or I guess we must have just been climbing and descending the staircase for a while. Whew, I thought we were never gonna escape. Yeah, I'm sure Erika fought that tooth and nail. Erika sure doesn't know when to quit. That's a kind way of putting it. I couldn't believe what I was hearing right at the end, though. Just as I thought she'd maxed out her crazy talk to spew, she goes and shouts, "Well, if you're going to be taking that, then I'll be taking her." I thought Annalise was a one-of-a-kind cuteness freak, but she might actually have some stiff competition. Annalise? Oh, sorry. She's a girl I met while I was here last time. She's a bracer, about your age, I think. Okay, so she's roughly 18 years old then. Oh. Ries? Yes? You're not mad at me, are you? For not keeping in touch with you? Father Graham. Yes? 5 years is a long time. Just as you have changed and progressed in rank significantly during those years, so have I. The Ries Argent standing before you is a squire of the Gralsritter, not the girl you once knew. I am here to serve and to protect you, nothing more. Come on, Ries! You need not concern yourself with how I feel. If you don't treat me as a subordinate, then there is little reason for me to be here serving you. And with that talk out of the way, we need to board the last international liner out of Gransel, don't we? We should start making our way to the landing port. Wait a sec! Are they hungry? Was that your... It was a figment of your imagination. Huh? You seem to be tired, Father Graham. I see no other explanation as to why you're hearing sounds that clearly don't exist in reality. I think you ought to try and have some rest when we reach the airship. I mean, she just can't admit that she's hungry? As I was saying, I think you ought to try and have some rest. Don't even try and tell me that one was my imagination! Man, for a second I thought you'd changed, but you haven't. Not one bit. You're still the same perpetually hungry Ries I remember. This is just a simple physiological phenomenon. My lack of control is proof that I still have plenty of training ahead of me. I can only apologize for my own inability. Since when did not being able to turn off your stomach become something you have to apologize for? Besides, I wouldn't have you any other way. You're forever gonna be the girl who was always getting caught sneaking into the kitchen and trying to stuff her face to me. I'll be going on ahead. Hey, wait a sec! You're in my way. Please move. I'm sorry, okay? I didn't mean to push my luck. I just got carried away thinking of old times, that's all. You have no reason to apologize. Nor do I see any point in you doing so, because there are few things in this world that carry less weight than one of your apologies. Damn, finally biting back, huh? Well, I've only got a 50-50 chance of you listening to me. Can you knock it off with the Father Graham, or even Father for that matter? For what reason? I don't know if you're doing it because you feel like you have to, or because you want to act all distant, but there's no way I can get used to it. Like, ever. It weirds me out. So, please, call me Kevin, same as you always did. What if I refuse? Then I'll beg you until you change your mind. I'll get down on my knees if I have to. You certainly would. Well, you know what they say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I know it's been a while, but I'm way too set in my ways now. Uh-oh. Crap. Sorry about that. The one left me. Sorry? Didn't quite catch that. It was nothing. Still, I can't very well refuse an order from my superiors, so... Oh no! You're not playing that game. It's not an order, it's a favor. Very important distinction. One she has to follow, one she can choose to... Ugh. You're so selfish, Kevin. There we go! That's what I wanted. But just so we're clear, even if I've changed how I address you, the fact that I'm your subordinate hasn't changed in the slightest. Don't forget that. Well, yeah, I know. We can talk like we used to, but there's no way to turn back the clock to the way things used to be. Oh, and one more thing. We've still got some time until the last airship leaves. So how about we head over to the department store in the East Block? We can grab you something to eat. I like the sound of that. I propose buying all the bread they have left. I didn't know you were that hungry. Alright, so that's Ries Argent, department store Edel. And she's probably also wearing a Grail locket. Just like that particular person in Trails of Cold Steel 2 was. Huh, so they're probably the same rank then. I thought you were joking when you said you were going to buy everything they had left. The girl behind the counter looked like she thought you were a freak of nature. This is just another example of Adios' divine providence. It's better that they're bought by someone who intends to consume them than to have the poor things be thrown away. Yeah, you're a real bleeding heart. But that much? I hope you're not spending your entire salary on food. I'll have you know that you have nothing to worry about. There are few people in this world who know how to make better use of sales and special offers than I. Well, whatever makes you happy. It's not my business how you blow your mirror at the end of the day. Still, while I'll give you that my getup is right up the top of the suspicious charts, I'm pretty sure anyone would be confused if a woman in a sister's habit came wandering into their shop after dark to buy out the leftovers. Oh, stop your grumbling. And it's almost time for us to leave. We should make our way over to the landing port. I'm not sure how much longer my stomach can wait. Yes, ma'am. Is something... Oh! We've got a gate crasher, looks like. Sorry, that stomach of yours is gonna have to wait a little longer. Unforgivable. I don't know who this fiend is, but as long as I don't kill them, I can go as far as I like, right? I sympathize with you, but might want to calm down a little. But you might want to calm down a little. Still, whoever they are, they're not very good at tailing people. Quite. I doubt they have much experience. They do seem to have undergone some degree of training, however. Yeah. Oh well, sad to say, but we're going to have to skip today's last airship out of here. Do you know of a good place to strike? Oh, I do. I know the perfect place. Dang, dude. I would really like the opportunity to save at some point. Who is? Oh, it's that one guy. I think. That flunky that we fought. Yup, Gilbert. Where did they go? I saw them enter this area. I'm sure of it. It was you, huh? What? Yeah. How? This was Duke, not Duke Dunon. Mayor Dalmore. This was Mayor Dalmore's flunky. Well, he wasn't Mayor Dalmore's. Well, he tried to kill he betrayed Mayor Dalmore. Then he became a Jaeger flunky. How did you discover me? My stealth abilities are the height of perfection. Okay, Gilbert. I don't know who lied to you, dude. You're just like I remember you. Still way too sure of yourself. Who might he be? Well, he's technically part of Ouroboros. He's about as low-ranking a member as you can get, though. Ah, I see. He does look the part. How dare you! I'll have you know I'm very much on the up! And as for you, what do you mean he does look the part? You couldn't look more like a nobody if you tried. Wow, dude. So Sister Ries, she's got some bite to her. You're the kind of person who constantly throws himself into things too big to handle and ends up sabotaging himself without anyone lifting a finger. And you refuse to learn from any of your failures, too. What? You haven't lost your touch. I'm impressed how accurately you were able to judge his character after talking to him for like a second. I didn't even need to talk to him. He oozes irrelevance from his every pore. Dang. Irrelevance, rather, from his every pore. Yeah, like, whenever they need a joke person to come up and get slapped around a little bit, that's when Gilbert shows up. Cocky, aren't you? Well, let's see how long that cockiness lasts. Wow, that was quick. Ugh. Whoa! Ugh! We don't even get to fight him? I didn't expect her to use a sword. A Templar sword. So that's what you picked, huh? Just like you chose a bowgun as your weapon of choice, I chose a Templar sword for mine. That's all there is to it. Gotcha. Or that's definitely not all there is to it, but whatever. Impossible. What did you just do? I don't even know how I got hit! It's a weapon used by the Gralsritter called a Templar sword. The blade's made up of multiple pieces held together by wires that let the user extend it at will. Okay. So we're talking some real Renji type stuff. Anyway, it's time those lips started flapping. What's a wanted criminal like you doing here in Gransel? How much of our business do you know? Why should I have to answer your... You don't know when to give up. Start talking. Now. FYI, she's not in a good mood. And, you don't want to make her any madder. It looks like I've got only one option. I'm so sorry! Forgive me! I'm only here because I crash-landed. I didn't even want to come here. And after I did, I happened to see you two, so I decided to follow you. I swear! This was one of his, I would assume it's a craft of his. He would beg for forgiveness and then sneak attack us. Maybe I misjudged him. There might be more to him than meets the eye, in a sense. That's a nice way of putting it. So go on, keep talking. You said you crash-landed here? That means there's an Ouroboros airship somewhere near here that you came on, right? No, there isn't! I did crash-land, but it wasn't on board an airship. Was it a sub? It was on board this! What the? He has an archaism? A pilotable archaism? Not so irrelevant now, am I? Show them what you can do, G Apache! Mow them down! Ah, she has no S-craft. Alright. Gilbert, the member of Ouroboros with the most growth potential, he says, uses varied attacks. And then G Apache, a new kind of archaism made by the 13 factories, has many different armaments. Kevin is not going to move in time. Does he have any attacks that'll move in time? Okay, so Kevin is way OP. At some point, they're probably going to take all his powers away from us. Probably with another Orbment upgrade or something. How's about... Flare Arrow looks... Oh, single target? Alright, well, let's get Gilbert. What? What'd he do? Did he hit himself? Okay, that was weird, because I could have sworn... Bullet barrage. We're gonna need to free her. Oh, we can't. Unless he knows, yeah, Curia. Dang, but she's about to take a huge hit. Yeah, this should just barely be out of range. Breaker cannon. Oh, crap. We don't want her dying. So we're gonna Curia. Dang. And I guess we'll S-break.
I hold in my hand the chalice of heaven. May its holiest of light act as our shield.
Okay, so his S, it is still Grail Sphere, but it's also exactly the same, so that's fine. Another bullet barrage. Wow. Oh, she healed her. She herself healed. Okay. Chain 1, Arc Fencer. Raises Templar Sword and extends it to attack, which impedes. Heals 50% HP, restores 50 CP, and cures KO with a blessing. How about... I guess we'll have her heal herself. Yeah. She's got 40 EP. She can work with it. Her Orbman looks to be underdeveloped, though. She doesn't have nearly as much EP as Kevin. And Kevin, we're going to have him continue attacking with Titanic Roar. AT delay. What is he? He keeps pausing to say stuff after he does stuff. At least we're getting close to killing him, so that's cool. All it did was move. Yeah. Thankfully, the Archaeums in this game are kind of merciful. Art, Titanic Roar. We are, like, grinding through his EP really quickly, though, with all these Titanic Roar attacks. And then we're gonna have Ries. Flare Arrow's her strongest attack, and we might as well get Gilbert out of the way.
Hold on a second. I'm so sorry. See, look at me. Please. Can't we all just get along? Come on, let's shake them. This is what you get. Just go away. Damn it. I'm relieved. You little damn it. That's what you get. Wait, let's talk this over.
Huh? I didn't even get to read what that said. You feel yourself losing something. Probably he's so... Wow. Good old Gilbert, but yeah, that's his signature move, dude. Goes on for so long. So much groveling. He makes you feel so bad for him. Is he still in this? Wow, just barely has to be. Okay, it's queuing up another breaker cannon. Yeah, he's got barely 100 HP left. So he's done for. How about we have her get the heck out of the way. Father Kevin should be good to go. Okay, so we're gonna have Ries heal him. Art. Yeah. Might as well go big. And then a Dark Matter. No, because doing that is gonna... We need to just cherry tap from here, because... don't have very much EP left to work with, but crap, dude. Actually, I think we're gonna start. We're gonna switch him to using his crafts. Critical mode, strengthen Art's defense up. In which case, craft, mortal punishment. We are not close enough to do that. There we go. Wow, we do more attack. We do more to that thing than we did to what's his face. Okay, so now she's got to heal herself. Yeah. Because she's strength down and defense down, while he's strength upped and defense upped. Honestly, just having him basic attack is probably going to be the best way around this. Doing over 800 damage a pop. We'll be able to see what Ries does when she physically attacks next. You do want to get out of the way of that breaker cannon, though. Move. Crap. It's just that this thing is really tanky and our EP, like, we don't have a whole lot of EP to work with, and we also don't have very many ways to restore it, so. Craft, Mortal Punishment.
Let's end this.
And Arc Fencer is going to be next. That it was a little bit more damage, but Craft. Okay, that does actually. She only does 200 less damage, but it takes 10 less CP for her to hit. So Craft, Mortal Punishment again.
Let's end this.
Yeah. This thing doesn't have any out-of-control skills or anything like that, so we're good to go. Another Arc Fencer from her. And I'm trying to listen to her voice actor to see who it is. She's got a lot of HP, though. That's cool.
Let's end this.
But this is going to be the end. Final strike, Mortal Punishment, dude. Too bad it wasn't Ries.
Alright, what's next?
Starting off at level 90. No! Curse you! Do you have any idea how much I had to go through to earn that? You really are full of surprises, aren't you? I'm impressed, Ries. You sure know how to get the best out of that thing. Not at all. I've still got a lot to learn. Especially if I want to be half as good as my sister. Ah, here it comes. Still, I'm no different. Kevin, Anyway. Oh, was her sister Rufina or Rusalina or whoever Kevin was talking about at the end of last game? I'd wager you're out of tricks now, so you ready to give up and come quietly? If you don't try and cause any more trouble, I'll hand you over to the soldiers here and leave it at that. You're planning to hand me over to the Royal Army? That's your best option. If you really want us to take you back to Arteria instead, that's cool by me. But if you go with that one, I can't guarantee your safety. I'll leave that one to you. Again with this. Again? What was that? This thing again? It starts glowing so randomly. Maybe it's reacting to something? What is that thing? What are you planning on doing? Nothing to you, don't worry. Shut up for a sec. What is up with this thing? Haha. So the time is finally upon us. Is this the masked guy? No, this is that other guy. Huh? What? When did you... It's a pleasure to meet you again, Kevin Graham. Traverser of the pathless darkness, representing repenting of his transgressions with the sin of a stigma forever on his back. So, Kevin's got a stigma on his back? This guy also looks like Luva, but we know it's not him, unless it's like Luva's reanimated corpse or something. Who the hell are you? Oh, is it reacting to him? What? Ugh. Kevin! Thus my lord was revived. Come forth, offerings. Come forth, lost lambs. Burn to ashes in the ever-blazing flames. But what's going on, though? What happened? Why did I... Are we in a jail cell or something? Where am I? Hey, Ries! Ries, are you okay? What's going on? Kevin? Where are we? Oh, I'm glad you're okay. How are you feeling? Any pain? I feel sick. You do? My stomach's going to implode if it doesn't get any food soon. I'm starting on all that food that we bought. Sure, I'd normally be just as down for food as you are, but come on! Is that really what you should be thinking about right now? There's nothing in this world more important or fundamental than eating. But if we must change the subject, I remember a strange man appearing, then that cube glowing white all of a sudden. Then... We definitely don't have that artifact anymore. Yeah, I don't remember any more than that either. But take a look around us. Oh, this is a library. Stone bookcases? Are we inside some kind of ruin? No, wait. What? Whoa, we're starting off in places like this? But this looks like some place where people gathered. Are we inside of the cube? I think we're inside of that cube, guys. The Hermit's Garden. That's probably more Arcana stuff. Yeah. So much for this being an easy assignment. Crap. Prologue, The Gralsritter, and The Legend of Heroes, Trails in the Sky the Third. Wow. We didn't get a chance to save after we got off of the international airliner. That's interesting. But definitely, guys, join me next time to go to the next chapter, I guess. More Trails in the Sky the Third. Bye for now.